Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to have the opportunity to talk about my Jarai project. First of all, I'd like to point out that on my project summary, which is on the second to last page of the packet, it says that the number of people who have volunteered is 1. It was actually 50 people for 10 different projects. It's just that the Jarai project, which I worked on, happened to be one of the 10 projects, and that is what I will talk about today. As you can see, I wanted to develop a program to help the most
closer to the mic. We can't hear you.
most needy people in Vietnam. And some of the worst off people in Vietnam are Aboriginal minority groups who live in the highland of central Vietnam, such as the Jarai. They live in remote villages in the woods or hills away from the Vietnamese, and they are very, very poor. Among them, some of the most unfortunate people are those who have recovered from leprosy. Even though they have been cured, they are still outcasts even in their own society. And I have been raising funds to build houses for these recovered lepers and their families, and also wells. So I have been able to send enough money to raise for 3 wells and 4 houses. And this is the first house that I raised money for. This is for the Ven family. And this is the second house for the Sui Plick family. On the left is their old shanty, which they used to have, and on the right is their new house. This third house is for the Ma Beng family. And this fourth house is for the Ajing family. And the Ajing family was allowed to live on the side of another house. As you can see, they were allowed to live on the side of another house, and they have a corrugated metal roof that was on the side of the house and a piece of canvas as a wall. And the kids slept on the green hammock, and the parents slept on the dirt floor. And the family is very, very poor with some other people in their village. They go to a nearby dump site in the city of Pleiku to salvage any materials that they can resell for food. This is the dump site, and these are some of the materials that they were able to salvage. And that is basically their daily routine. So this is their new house, and 2 days after they received the new house, Mrs. Ajing, the mother of the house, gave birth to a baby girl. So I also provided $50 to buy a new bed for them. Now I would like to talk about the tube wells. The Jarai people know their terrain very well and know where some shallow underground streams can be found. There, they can poke plastic tubes horizontally into the ground to extract water, but these water sources are used not only by humans, but also by cattle and even wild animals, and are very filthy. And so these are some of the old tube wells. This is a typical old tube well. Since then, we have been able to build 3 new wells, each with a concrete base to make them more sanitary, and a filtering system to provide cleaner water for about 350 families in 2 villages. And while I paid for construction materials and some professional masons, the villagers enthusiastically volunteered for other jobs. And even the children also enjoyed helping. They carried as much as they could. This was not a case of child labor, it was more like fun and playing to them. On the left is the well for men with 6 spouts. This is just kind of an opening ceremony. The men are there yet. And then on the right is the well with 9 spouts for women and children, and also areas for laundry right here and here. And there was a large celebration when the 2 wells were completed. One day, the nuns followed the Ajing family to the dump site to observe the family because the Ajing parents carried their babies with them, which at a dump site would obviously be a potential hazard for their health. And there they found a handicapped girl with 1 foot and both hands missing. She's right here playing at the dump site. And these pictures were so depressing to me. In the meantime, Mr. Ajing, the father of the house, he also talked with the nuns about giving up their eldest daughter for adoption because he could not support all of his kids. And I felt sorry for both girls so much that I promised that I would try to help them. But finding help for the 2 girls, here's the girl with congenital defects, and here's the eldest daughter of the Ajing family. Helping them is very different from building tube wells and houses, which are one-time deals. Helping the girls would be an ongoing commitment for me, well beyond my high school time frame. So I needed to find benefactors who could send money to provide for these girls. And fortunately, 2 of my aunts, who were very touched by this story, promised to help. And this is the 3rd year that we have sent money to help these girls. And on the 2009 National Make a Difference Day, I sent $650, which was all the funds for the Jarai project I had at the time, to contribute to the rebuilding of a community house at One Jarai Village. This is the old house. As you can see, it's very run down and very makeshift. And the new house right here and being built right here is being built next to the old one back here. And the new house has a corrugated metal roof and walls to save money. And this new house is used for many activities, such as reading and writing for the young Jarai children. The Jarai women are taught how to practice hygiene and to take care of their babies. The adults also come here to meet and to read, and the nuns also dispense medicines at times. This is what I have done to date for the Jarai, but I think I will support the Jarai for a long time. Thank you very much for listening. Yes.
And we had an opportunity to go there and see some of your projects firsthand.
Yes, they have actually talked to me about, they have really talked to me about coming there, but I said maybe in the future, but right now it would be probably more practical to send money, continue to send more money to them instead of using that money as a trip. It would be more practical to send more money to
After all,
local
you're
houses.
still in high school.
Yes.
Very much be commended. It's a wonderful project.
Thank you. Yes.
Regarding those girls, is this an area which would be at risk of human trafficking of those girls?
I
Are you helping?
I
to
haven't-
keep them from that?
The girls, I don't think I've heard much about human trafficking. I've talked with some Dominican nuns. Those are the people who help the Jarai. I haven't heard much about human trafficking. I don't think it's too much of a problem in that area. Yes.
How do you raise the money?
Yes. I mainly raise it through solicitations from relatives and acquaintances and friends. I've sent letters to them and they have donated money, and also through my job as a chess teacher at my middle school. All or most of the money that I've earned from that, as well as some other programs that I have been involved in where I receive cash awards or stipends, most of that money goes toward the Jarai project. So in total, it's been almost $10,000. It's over $9,000 that I've been able to raise.
What first piqued your interest in taking on this project?
Yes, well, my parents right here, my mom and dad, they've always taught me to give back to the community. They are refugees from Vietnam. So I felt very touched. I tried to research to try to find anyone who I could help in Vietnam, and I came across the plight of the Jarai, this Aboriginal minority group. So it's all come from my parents. They've just greatly appreciated the goodness of the U.S., so they've always tried to tell me to give back to the community.